So this is our session for case studies, and we try to understand how to take a case or whatever we learned till now. We learned a materia medica part and a many way how to use these no-sod remedies, but actually how we can apply these all ideas we will study in this session. So let's try to understand it. So let's have case 1. This is a case of 8-year-old boy. He suffered from frequent coryza, gastric problem and constipation. So this is a case of boy who has frequent illness. So one after another spell of illness he has, especially frequent coryza and gastric problem now and then. Boy bring to clinic by his mother and grandmother. So in this history we have several expressions and observations shared by mother and grandmother. So first, mother says his main problem is he frequently gets ill. Now and then he has cold and cough. So frequently he has cold and cough. Since he was a small child, his main issue is cough and cold. So cough and cold is main issue. Even when he was an infant, we need to hospitalize him for several times. So at that time, the issue is spasmodic kind of cough, asthma kind of cough. Nowadays there is no asthma but only cough and cold, and it happens frequently. So it's kind of an allergic kind of issue. So ask the question, tell everything about his problem and about him. And mother replied, his another problem is gastric issues. So this is second problem. Here he also has indigestion now and then. He is very sensitive to food, so need to be very careful about his intake. So if he eats something outside or some kind of food is aggravating him, so he had to the mother has to maintain that kind of control over his intake of food. If he eats outside food, then definitely next day he has diarrhea. So in this case we have to catch the important characteristics, whatever it is, because the opinion of parents or their attendees is not important, but the fact, like person get frequently ill, this is a fact, right? Frequent diarrhea, digestion problem, these are the facts and we can take it as it is. Even often he has gas in his abdomen after overeating. So overeating is also a problem, but actually overeating is not a main issue. Main issue is his digestive system is weak, and that's why if he eat a little more than his capacity, then he has gas in abdomen. So he always try to eat less than his appetite. When he has indigestion, then his abdomen becomes full, bloated, heavy and tight, as if filled full with gas. So the bloating of abdomen is also a complaint. One another thing, doctor, he also has difficulty to pass the stool. So constipation. Sometimes it's very hard stool. Even I found sometimes there is a blood in his stool. So bloody stool is also there sometimes. So he hardly has good days. Otherwise either he has diarrhea or constipation. So he has both the complaint. So in short, his alimentary system is affected, and it has gas, flatulence, indigestion, diarrhea, constipation. So he has to maintain his diet. Otherwise he has all the problems, colic pain and everything. So ask the question, anything else? And grandmother reply now, he is a very sweet boy and much attached to me. So for mother and grandmother and parents, their children is always a sweet boy or sweet girl. So we do not need to consider their opinions. But actually if the person has certain quality, we have to catch it. Even many times he requested his parents to come to Nani's house. Nani means grandmother, mother's mother. So this is the way. Mother reply, yes, in general he is a very good boy. He is a good to make friends. This is important. Good boy is a common characteristic for mother and grandmother, for every mother and grandmother in the entire world. But actually he is very good to make friends. So he becomes friendlier to anybody very easily. This is his quality. He loves to play with friends. He loves friends so much. So kind of a you can say sweet personality or friendlier personality, communicative, social kind of person. He is good in studies also and able to do his homework on his own. So good in study also. Even I can say he is a very much studious boy, a very learning kind of studious kind of person. He loves to know everything. He wants to know everything, explore everything. This is his quality. Even he also asks many questions. He is inquisitive also. So ask the question, any other issues or illness in the past? Because sometimes we find in cases in past history some illness or something or frequent illness where those information we can use to select the medicine. That's why we have to ask this question in our cases. If something found, then okay. If not found, then also otherwise no problem. So mother replied, no doctor. He is absolutely fine except this cold and gastric issue. So this is the only problem. So ask the question, how is his sleep? I have to explore everything that is related to generality or other any problem is available. Something we can find, right? So this is the reason I asked this question. So grandmother replied, when he was a small child, he wants to play during night. So wake up and play alone. So very playful kind of boy at that time. But now he has, yes, by mother, but now he does not have any problem in sleep. He has sound, peaceful sleep. So ask the question, anything else? I think everything we spoke. So this is the case. Very small, very casual, simple. We cannot find so much peculiar here, except few characteristic related to an intense symptom of his complaint. So this is the case. Now we have to make analysis. So when I had deal with this case, I analyzed the case with whatever the information available. So I can say it's a very common and casual or normal kind of case which has not any peculiar except that the complaints like a chronic cough and coryza and digestion issue. So here there is no any much information related to any peculiarities, any keynotes, nothing is found. But the symptoms is recurring and very intense. This is so on the basis of their intensity we can pick up those symptoms. So I have selected few important expressions and try to find best suitable remedy for him. Now let's see. This is the repertory chart. Abdomen distension general, children in. So abdomen become bloated, right? This is his complaint. Stomach indigestion, not able to digest. So simple thing you have to put here and I put there. Nose coryza general, children in. Simple, coryza. Coryza chronic, prolonged since many days. he suffered from this coryza, and it comes and goes. So you can also, that way also you can say it's a chronic complaint. Rectum constipation alternating with diarrhea. This is symptom. Stool bloody, stool hard. So these are the symptoms I found, except that observation of mother and grandmother shared about the qualities of the patient, because many times we cannot trust those information. So in every case what I do, I take which is a very sure and confidential. On that information we can say it's you can put the confidence, trust 100% on those information. There is nothing twisted, nothing additional from anybody, not even parents, patient or doctor. We have to put the fact, and here I have only added a fact and try to see which are the medicine. If you have to add those information, then add it later part. In some cases you have to put those all extra information in another chart. You have to prepare 2 chart in repertory software and then check which is the medicine are common, and this is otherwise what happen, if you put those all the information, then you do not have trust on those symptoms, and there might be you do not have trust on that whatever the medicine appear. So you have to keep this thing in 2 steps. First, with very firm footing and very sure about something. So on those available symptoms, you have to take a first step, initiation, and rest of that thing you have to apply as a background understanding to confirmation. So here I selected few very intense sure symptoms, physical symptoms, and rest of the information we can apply for confirmation. Now you see here the medicine appear are a sulfur, calcarea, lycopodium, pulsatilla, carbobase, murk, sol, natramur, calibis, sarsaparilla, hydrogen, naxomica, argentum nitricum, and many more. Now, how to select the medicine? There are many medicine and all are very common. Here we can think of lycopodium because gastric issue, but we have no trust. And second thing, here you observe the selected symptoms. All are in general in characteristics. A very very general type of symptoms. There is nothing so peculiar. So whenever in any case we found so much a general characteristics, you can choose a smaller remedy, a smaller repertory. And that's why I had selected put these all the symptoms or its related symptoms in Phatak repertory. So I have selected digestion affected, change of weather aggravation. Actually this symptom is there, but I forget to add in first repertory chart. But even I forget to add this symptom in history, whatever I had written. But actually he get ill for cold and cough whenever there is a change in weather, especially. So these are my old charts I had taken from the history of patient. So at that time I had taken, and now I remember like this symptom is also there in this case, but I forget to add in that previous chart. Coryza, diarrhea, stool bloody, hard, you see all the general characteristics. And now the medicine coming up first is phosphorus, pulsatilla, arsenic, naxomica, rustox. But phosphorus cover all the symptoms. Now we all know how the quality of the person, that we can use as a background to support our decision. A very sweet boy, friendlier boy, desire to have many friends, company desire, very studious. This is the quality. Inquisitive. This is the quality of phosphorus, right? So these all personality related qualities you can take here as a background. So not only this personality, the keynotes, a very peculiar symptoms, a miasm, genius, sphere of action, affinities. These are the things. These are the things we can take as a background to choose the medicine. So repertory gives you direction, but direction should be on very sure, very confirm kind of symptoms, not on heavenly or just you have a confidence on your symptoms, selected symptoms. Then only it gives you perfect direction, otherwise not. This is the art of repertorization. This is very important in repertory. So on that base, I selected phosphorus 200C and I give medicine 2 granules morning and evening for 1 day, and then after prescribe saclec or placebo. Now let's see the follow-ups. Follow-up after 1 month. He is doing very good. Only 2 times he had coryza attacks in 1 month. Otherwise it's now and then continue. His abdomen is also alright, and main thing is his constipation is resolved. So now we see the improvement clearly we can see in case, right? So in this kind of situation we have to wait and we have to carry on that medicine. Whatever the prescription we have taken, we have to carry on that prescription. So actually in each case the follow-ups are very important, and no source and sarcodes are very good remedies we can think of in art of follow-ups. These are the remedies of follow-ups, and that's why in each case I selected cases which had very good follow-ups. So follow-up after 3 months. Every month till this month he received a single dose of phosphorus 200C. So that means for 3 months, every month he received 1 dose. After 3 months he is much better in every sense. Cold and coryza is better. Abdominal indigestion is better. He is able to digest outside food. He started to eat outside, especially Indian dishes like pani puri, samosa and all, and fried things, all fried things. So this is good thing. Otherwise, suppose earlier he eat something because he is a kid and they have to eat outside sometime. Family visited in marriage and parties, and somewhere the kids are not controlling at that time, right? So he eat outside, but then after he has lot of problem, indigestion, diarrhea, constipation, acidity, gas, bloating, anything happen. But now up to certain level, not so heavily, but sometime if he eat outside, then he do not have much problems. There is no diarrhea and there is no constipation. So abdominal symptoms already resolved. But sometime he has cold and cough. So this is happened. Now after 6 months, he received phosphorus 200C only 2 times after last follow-up. So in last 3 months only 2 times till last follow-up. But since 1 month he ceased to respond with phosphorus. This is commonly happen in our practice. Our base selected medicine, we have very good results. Now a last part of recovery is remain, and then the all cycle start again. Now what to do? Generally what we do, we increase the potency, decrease the potency, try the different, because the medicine works so well, so we do not have that confidence to change the medicine. And if we want to change the medicine, then also we do not have idea like what is the medicine we have to select. This is we learn here. This is we called art of follow-ups, and this is we learn here in this our entire series of these sessions in this entire course. So this is very, very important, clinically very important thing in practice. So I prescribed higher potency phosphorus 1m, but there is no much improvement with phosphorus also. So of course his cough, cold, coryza is milder than before now, but parents get very, very scared because he feel like what is happening. Homeopathically is a good medicine, you prescribe a medicine, we wait for 6 months, according to your advice we give the medicine, then why this all hell is happening again? So this is happen, but you have to counsel them like this is going to happen. Patient has required a series of medicines. It's not a process, it's a kind of a process. This is way you have to explain them. So I check his case file. Now it's time to rework on the case. Without enough work, we do not have good results. So every case you have to work intensely. How much or whatever you can able to. And this is the reason you have to study a lot. And this is the reason we have a lot of courses here, right? On that base. Because whatever the information, knowledge, experience you have, on that base you prescribe the medicine. If you have a better understanding, you give a better chance. You give a better prescription. But here our main focus is how to do when your best selected medicine that work very well till 6 months and now it ceased to affect. This is happening to everyone. You all people have this experience in your practice. So now I check his case file. You have to maintain the case record, because after 6 months you hardly remember what was the symptoms earlier, and especially the intensity of the symptoms. Now whatever you had written that look equal. When you are dealing the first time, you know this symptoms is more prominent than this. On that base you select the repertory and you decide like if the one medicine is not cover this symptom, then no problem because it's not so strong in this case. So this is the reason you have to say, preserve your repertory chart. If you are using a software, then software has you can save the cases, but many times a computer has some problem or laptop has some problem and need to format, then your cases goes away. So you have to find out a way how to save them. In my practice, I save them to do take a screenshot, make it so simple. Preserve on the name of patient, name of medicine, date, everything in the name of that photo. That's it. So this is the way I preserve. But every homeopath has their own style. So I check that all, and whatever written case file, everything I check and start to rework on the case. Now let's see, this is the chart, right? A first chart, because here on the base of you can say the generalized symptom, Fatak, we select that medicine. But now I believe it's not necessary to go back to that chart, because here I want to see like what is the weight, what kind of you can say the miasmatic background. I want to select a medicine, intercurrent medicine, which according to miasms. And that's why you see here very clear a pattern. What are the three remedies here? Sulfur, calcarea and lycopodium. A three main soric remedy of honeymark. You see, this is the pattern here. And not only, what are the symptoms? It's only a functional issue. Only the functional issue. That is not so big, but it recur again and again. So lot of up and down, up and down. Sometimes better, sometimes goes down. Again started to feel better, again goes down. As we see in sulfur and lycopodium and sorinum and all. This is happen here. So it's a very clearly soric. And here also had written, like we can see here, a soric remedy is coming up much strong in earlier repertory chart. So in first three medicines are very soric. Sulfur, lycopodium and calcarea are appear at first. This indicates the case as prominent soric miasm. So this is a point, but not in each and every case, like sulfur comes or calcarea, both the medicine comes, so case is soric. You have to select the on the basis of symptoms. You have to check each symptom and at least three confirmatory things available to decide the medicine. So here the digestion issue and all is, it's not a big thing. There is no any structural change. Everything is functional. Second thing is allergy, and third thing is these three medicines available at first part of the repertory chart, and that's why I have selected the soric background. This is very important to nowadays. I see this kind of thing in my each and every case. Even in first prescription also I see like the case has a soric background or not. I look at it as a you can say the background understanding to confirm the medicine, not initiate the initial step. I am not thinking, but for confirmation I am thinking. Suppose I give you example, your repertory chart has sulfur, calcarea, myrrh sol, picric acid, phosphoric acid, kali beach, eparsal. So many medicine cover the maximum symptoms. But if I know it's a soric background, then I select the calcarea, or according to symptoms, according to materia medica, I select the medicine. But background is very important. If the case has a prominent soric miasm and you select syphilitic remedy, psychotic remedy, then it either partially work or it at all not work, or it can if there is a deeper miasm remedies, it might cause you can say the suppression also, very strong suppression. So this is very important, and this is the reason we have keep this course, to understand the remedies, especially their miasmatic background. But here you can see in this case what is the pattern? Recurrency, right? It happen again and again. So for recurrency, no source are more better rather than sulfur, lycopodium and calcarea. And that's why I filter. This filter is available. If in your case filter is not available, then check all the medicines and find out a medicine with that miasmatic background which cover the maximum symptoms. And here you see I put the filter of no source, and you see the medicine coming up is basilinum, tuberculinum, sorinum, medorinum, carcinosinum, and these all medicines. And you see first two medicines are tubercular miasm, basilinum, tuberculinum. So I select sorinum, and medorinum is a psychotic miasm. That's why I do not want. Second thing, there are a lot of you can say bowel no source also, especially Morgan, Gertner, dysenteric compound, Gertner, Morgan Pure. But you see, these medicines do not cover many symptoms. A Morgan Gertner cover only 2 symptoms. Rest of the medicine cover only 1 symptom. So they are not covering the totality. That's why we have to trust on the medicine, soric medicine especially, which cover the maximum symptoms. Otherwise we can go with that medicine also, because bowel nosors have very prominent soric miasm mostly, and that's why you can think of that also. But here Sorainum cover many symptoms, especially 4 symptoms. So I select Sorainum. I select Sorainum 1M for recurrence or removing the blockage, miasmatic blockage. You have to select higher potency, and that's why I have selected 1M. He again started to improve in every level. This is the happen, and this is the power of these remedies, no-sod remedies. If correctly, scientifically you choose that medicine on that proper time. If I had given Sorainum at first time, because finally Sorainum clear all entire case, right? So person has that idea like why you had not selected. In many repertory charts that miasmatic remedy coming up so strong. In first 10 remedies, there are 1 or 2 miasmatic remedies. So why you do not have selected? It's never work, because on proper time it only work. So this is also very important. So follow up after 2 months of Sorainum 1M, slight cough and cold remain. So I prescribe again Sorainum 1M single dose, and after 4 months, no medicine for 4 months. After only SL, no medicine needed, and it's completely alright. No cough, digestion issue, everything get resolved. So this is the case. This is the way we can use these remedies. And here you see how to prescribe them, how it work, how to use artistically those symptoms, because you do not have to directly, like it's a soric background, so give sulfur or calcarea, or either if sulfur is not working, so give calcarea. If calcarea is not working, give lycopodium, then Sorainum. This is the way it never works. You need to be very precise, as like other normal cases. But your mind is to think like you need a no-sod. But select the medicine on the basis of symptoms only, because scientifically selection of no-sods gives miraculous results, otherwise no. So this is a learning in this case.